Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Fawn. I do weekly tarot readings. I do not use the traditional meaning of the tarot. For that reason, I do not show the cards, and I hope that is okay with you. If the reason I don't show the cards is because I channel the messages. I hear, see, feel, and know things. For example, I could get the same card in 2 different readings and I get a completely different message for them. So I don't feel like there's any reason to show the cards. I just want to focus on the messages that I'm getting when they're coming through. The deck that I use, I don't know if I already said this, is the Sexual Magic Tarot. Please make sure if you like this video, you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, share it, and please leave me feedback. I love hearing what you guys have to say. And I think that's my little spiel. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for you guys for this week. It feels, the cards want to work. Maybe you want to work. Maybe you are work, which is very Capricorn energy. All right, I'm going to do 3 more shuffles for Capricorn for this week. What's going on with Capricorn? 3. All right. Okay. There is, I feel like either, hold on, because I'm getting a lot. I'm all right, yeah. I feel like there's definitely change. Change is happening, and I feel like you are aware of it, and whatever this change is that's happening, it's something you're excited about. It's something that you feel alive about. It's something that you maybe have been working to manifest this. I feel like you already know what I'm talking about. It almost feels like you've mastered something, or you were working really hard to master something and you have mastered it. This very much feels like it could be like career, like you worked for something. I'm also getting though that for some of you, this is like somebody maybe you're in a relationship with, or you've been on and off with, or there's some back and forth with, where it's finally come to like a point where it's changing, or you've been working really hard to like maybe be with this one person and now it's finally happening, you know, or it's finally ending. But in the ending, it's like you're for sure about this now. Like if you were in limbo or back and forth or confused about it, it's like you know now what you need to do. It's like maybe something you're either really done with something, getting 2 very distinct energies. You're either really done with something, or you're really on fire with the thing that, you know, is your thing. Like it's going really well. So either way, you know, or you are aware of what needs to happen now. Like you have the answer is what I'm getting. There could be communication or messages or something. And I feel like it's about something moving out. It could be moving out. It could be, because to me it feels the energy of like something's in the way, like you're trying to move something out of the way, or you're shut off or closed off to something. It could be you're shutting or closing off communication with someone. It could be, you know, a partner, an ex-partner. Somebody could be trying to stop you from communicating with someone. Or there could just be something in the way. Maybe something's in the way and you're realizing that, like, that's you know what's in the way, and maybe it's something it's not going to change. It's staying there. So you know what you need to do now. Like you need to make the change. It could be like somebody who's just like so stuck in their ways, and maybe you've been trying to like work on something for so long and you're realizing that that's just who they are. It's not going to change and you can't change them. They have to want to change. So you're like, okay, I'm at the point now where like, I'm not going to put all my energy into focusing on what they need to do. I'm going to be the change. I'm going to make the change. I am going to make the move. I am going to cut off communication. I am going to move in a new direction. It's like that. So I hope you're understanding like the two sides. You're either the person who's like doing the changing and you're happy with it, or you're the person who is already made the change and just happy with that. But I hope I'm conveying what I'm picking up here. But I am feeling like there's like this, there's something that you're reflecting on from the past, or so for example, if you like reconciled a relationship, and you're trying to work on things, and maybe you were always putting your energy into focusing on their behaviors, their actions, the things that they were doing. And now that you're focusing on yourself and making the change for you and just kind of like putting in the work for you, like all your energy into you instead of like, you know, it's like keeping yourself busy or distracted so you don't have to focus on like the issues or the problems. Or it could be where you're just so focused on your job, your work, your career, and you're doing really great at it that this kind of feels like there's no energy for that, or you have a partner or relationship or in a relationship where your significant other, your partner, or some situation, thing, and maybe it's not being communicated. Maybe they aren't communicating this to you, but you can feel the energy because it's very much feeling like you don't have energy for something, because all your energy is in something else or in one thing. So for example, like if you're really working hard at your job and you're like a boss ass bitch at your job, that's what I want to say. Like I'm a boss ass bitch. Like you're really doing really well. You're being really successful. You're reflecting on yourself, like how much you've grown, how far you've come. There's this energy of somebody like sitting at home, just like feeling left out in the cold, or like, you don't have energy for them anymore, and it's at the point now where they're feeling like they're feeling like not seen, and maybe I'm very much getting like it's something that's not being communicated, or it's like they're thinking this to themselves. It's like internal, and I'm getting that because of that. So say you do have like a day off or time off or whatever, and you're spending time with them. They seem very cold and emotionally turned off to you, but I'm getting that it's almost in like a defense, like it's in a defensive way, because it's like payback. I don't know how else to say. It's like payback because they feel like you don't see them, you don't care about them, you don't have time for them. So in the moments where you do have time to be together, it feels like for you, Capricorn, or the person you're dealing with, like what's the point anyway? Like, just it motivates you to focus more on this project, situation, career, whatever it is for you that you're excited about. And I don't think they realize what they're doing, that they're creating the situation that they're hating. I hope that makes sense to you. It's like they are the creator of like they're sitting there all upset because they feel like you don't have time for them, and they're miserable, and it's like they're home alone a lot, or you guys aren't connecting. Maybe you're not having a lot of sex. It feels like you're just like business partner is in a relationship, roommates or whatever. But then when you do have time, and it could be that time to like connect, or, you know, whatever it is that they're lacking, when they finally get it, they're like cold as ice. They act like they don't care. But they're acting like they don't care because they do care. And Capricorn, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. So please leave me feedback in the comments, because I feel like the energy is just like, okay, like maybe in the past before you would try and you'd be like, well, what's wrong? You know, what's going on? But when they would have like a tantrum like a child, it would get your attention. But I feel like now you're like so over that type of like behavior where you're just like, okay. Like you roll your eyes and you just go about what you need to do. You know what I mean? Like it's very like, I'm just so over it. But I feel like this person, you or either them are like having, they do reflect a lot on the past or how the past was or what things were like in the past. And I'm feeling the reflection of the past isn't like if someone's reflecting in the past because they miss somebody or they want them back or this or that. It's more of a reflection of like, how did we get here? You know, like, things used to be so good. Like, when did it go wrong? It's more of that, like, where did things go wrong? Like, when did the change happen? They could be, it's a very mental, I feel like you're dealing with a person, Capricorn, this is either you or the person you're dealing with, but you're dealing with a person who's very, like a master of their emotions. To me, they may not be a person who's very emotional. They don't show their emotions, or when they do get emotional, they're good at communicating it. Like, I am really upset right now. You really are getting on my nerves, or I don't like when you do that. And it's coming out like that because it's like, you know, somebody who's like a real, like air signs sometimes can be like Mr. Roboto. And you're like looking for the feeling or the emotion behind the talking and it's just not there because they're like masters at like just in control of their feelings. Like you would never know that they are not happy. If this is a heavy energy for you, I hope that made you laugh because to me, sometimes this is just how I am. Sometimes situations can be really heavy, like I'm in the hospital and I see you dying and I'm busting jokes because this is just how I see things, okay? And that's just how it feels. Like I would be the person who, if I was dealing with this person right here, if I was dealing with them and they were like this, I would say, what is wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? and they wouldn't think it's funny, but for me it's funny and I'm trying to lighten the mood, you know, like I'm trying to get out of the energy that you're in, bitch. That's just how it feels, Capricorn. But I feel like, yeah, like you know what's going on here. Somebody is shutting someone out because they feel shut out. They feel shut out. And I feel like this is like a relationship reading, but it also has a lot to do with a career. Like it has to do with the issues in the relationship or whatever this is for you is because your energy is so focused on building something that you're really passionate about and you're on fire for it. And, you know, somebody feels like they're in timeout in the corner and I don't even think they're communicating about you. They're like, you know, fussing on the inside. But you can probably tell after what I said, or that's like behavior you're seeing and you're like, okay, now I understand what's going on. But yeah, they're missing the connection. They're missing the passion I'm getting. They're missing the sex. You could be just like so focused on your job or so tired from what you're focused on that you just have no interest in having sex. It's so weird because I'm getting this very two distinct energies throughout like Scorpio season. Like some of the readings come off very intensely, like there's this strong sexual primal, like I gotta have you energy. And then some of them are coming across very like non-interested in sex because their passion and all of that fiery like sexual energy is being put into a project or a job or building something that they love that's not, you know, a sexual thing. I'm sure this makes sense for you. You're just, and I feel like this is probably you, Capricorn. You're just so in the zone that it's not even something that really crosses your mind because you're just putting all of your creative energy, all of your sexual energy, all of your fire energy into building this thing for yourself. And I feel like it is going really well for you. So it's like, it got you. I got you. It has you even more excited and focused on how far can you go. I'm feeling like, how far can I go? How big can this get? And you're just like, it's almost like you don't care at this point if you leave this person in the dust. And maybe it's not even intentional. I think that you're just really excited about it. And I feel like this person may even have been excited about it with you in the beginning, but now they're just kind of like over it. Like they're exhausted from this situation too. Maybe it's a lot of strain on them. Like they're picking up all the extra slack at the house. You know, they could be doing all the running around. They're doing like picking up your stuff. So they're like supporting you in your success, but they're not happy about it. It feels like they're kind of like over it. Like, okay, I thought this was going to be like, yeah, it's a little fun run, but now I'm seeing that this could probably go on forever. And I'm not okay with it. Yeah, and this, I just hit this and when a card flew out, so I'm going to kind of just see why this needed to be seen. Yeah, this is definitely something, either it's really bothering you, Capricorn, or it's really bothering your partner or your employees or your like your coworkers. Maybe it could be your employers or your coworkers. Like I feel like it's keeping people up at night, or they're like really in their heads about it, like really trying to like mentally analyze the situation a lot. This is something that they think about a lot. This is something that they're really, it could be keeping them up at night. They could not be sleeping, you know, well, you could know this because if you sleep with them, you know that they're like tossing and turning and they're not getting a good night's rest. This is something that, yeah, to them, no matter how much you feel excited about it, how they're trying to be supportive of you and be there for you, and they want you to be successful and all that, but I'm feeling like they're just feeling like the energy of like, this is too much for me, or they feel like they have too much on their shoulders, and you probably do too, but what I'm feeling is like maybe they're not feeling seen for what they're taking on, or even if you're like, oh my gosh, thanks for doing that or whatever, they don't feel like it's genuine because they feel like for some reason you don't really understand how stressful it is. You may even be going back and forth with arguments like that. Like, I'm busy too. I have a lot to do too. I know I used to do it. So you could be saying things like, now you know what it was like for me. Like, it's your turn now. But for them, I'm just feeling like, yeah, it just feels like this heavy, it feels like, you know, a routine, like a routine of things. You know, a routine, I hate routines, okay? I'm not like a routine person. My kids they complain about it all the time. How come you're not like other moms? I don't really like routine unless it's something that I'm really passionate about, but like what normal people would say like routine thing is, I don't enjoy that. Like I'm the kind of person where like I like things happening last minute because I have to know how I'm going to feel that day. I don't like to make plans like months in advance because I'll probably let you down because I don't know how, it's not close enough to how I can gauge what my energy is going to be like. Anyway, that's totally off topic, but to me, that's what the message I'm getting is. They're bored. Somebody's bored with the routine. It feels very like going through the motions every day. There's nothing exciting. It's just, every day feels like Groundhog's Day. It feels very much like, it's like you have all this excitement and they have nothing to look forward to. They look in your life and all this stuff is going good and they're just kind of like blah, 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 blah. Capricorn, I hope this makes sense for you. If this resonated with you, give this video a thumbs up, leave me some feedback. I've been getting a lot of people who aren't leaving comments on the video, which I totally understand. When I get the messages, they're going to Instagram and messaging me privately, which that's fine too if you want to do that, because it's very personal and I love connecting with you guys in that way, and I understand why you wouldn't want to leave the comments, but make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, it helps me out, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.